What is up, you guys? This is Super Sega Ultra here, and I thought I'd do yet another collection video. And this one might take a little longer depending on the case, but I thought I'd do yet another Sega Genesis collection of 2024. But rather making it like a boring ass video this time, I thought I'd just show you. I'll try to make it as quick as possible because you know how my phone is with storage and shit. But before we get started with the collection, let me show you my Genesis consoles. I know what about my controllers, but you know I don't really care to show them off right now. But here's the Model 1 Sega Genesis that I had for about 10 years at this point. Got this in August of 2014. And I'm still collecting games for it to this very day, although the last game I got for it was, I think, was before I left for New York, and that was after, and that was the Japanese version of Sonic 1. But my favorite model of the Genesis, so this is the Model 1. This is the Model 2 with the Sega CD. I still don't have a 32X, but I am working on getting that shit. I promise you I will buy that shit when I can. It's just, you know, right now I gotta put my money into more important things. So there's that. And then here is my Model 3 Sega Genesis with my Japanese copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. If you remember my pickup video I did a little while ago, like when I got back from New York City, obviously. So here it is with Japanese Sonic 1 on it. So fuck yeah, why not? And then without further ado, we'll do the loose cards first, and then we're gonna head on over to the boxes. And I got a little section for my Japanese joints. So, you know, here we go. First game we have is Ristar, underrated game. This came out very kind of somewhat late in the system's life. This came out in 1995. This game's going to be 30 years old in February, if you can believe that shit. Rocket Knight Adventures is also a very good one. I highly recommend you check it out. By the way, my collection kind of downsides a bit because I no longer have X-Men 2 Clone Wars and some other ones I got rid of a while ago. But I do plan to get some back, as well as some new additions like Outrun and shit like that. I do want that game. Mystic Defender. This is actually based off an anime OVA called Peacock King. I recommend you check that anime out. That and Spellcaster is based off the anime. Castlevania Bloodlines. That's a good one. Contra Hard Corps. This is the American version. That's good. And this is like our little reproduction copy of the Japanese version, which is a tad bit easier than the American one. So if you can play the Japanese version, that's a lot easier. Then we got Ghostbusters. You know, actually, Ghostbusters, that's a good... This and the 2009 game are like the only two really good Ghostbusters games, actually. Then we got Disney's Aladdin. I got this for like fucking like... I got this for like $3 and like 10 years ago. Jewel Master, you know, I love the music, but I wasn't too crazy for the gameplay. Boogerman the Pick and Flick Adventure, that's also a good one. Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle. The Shining games, Shining in the Darkness, Shining Force, and Shining Force 2. They're good games. They're very good games. Then we got Rambo 3. I know this game got recently... This game was in a recent GameSack episode that I saw not too long ago. But yeah, this is actually a pretty underrated game. If you like the movie of First Blood Part 3, then you might want to check this game out. Of course, the Rambo movies are always great to watch, aren't they? Crossfire. And of course, Sylvester Stallone is GOAT, by the way. I love how he fucking said fuck Jimmy Kimmel, bro. Seriously, fuck Jimmy Kimmel and his woke ass. But anyway, this is Light Crusader. Or underrated action RPG from Treasure. Dynamite Heady. Good game, but the Japanese version's a tad bit easier. So play that version, though, first. McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. That's funny I'm showing this game off, considering the fact that I did actually go to the McDonald's Museum in Santa Barbara earlier today with my RL friends. But yeah, this is actually an underrated platformer. Don't sleep on it. And then, of course, we got Target Earth, which is Assault Suleinos in Japan. I got this for $2 10 years ago. And Battlemania 2. Play this game. I play the first one first, which is Troubleshooter. This is Troubleshooter Vintage, but I think this one's better than the first game. Play that shit. Arrow Flash. That's a good one. Lightning Force, aka Thunder Force 4, is a good one. I got rid of my European copy because I was getting rid of some stuff for my trip to New York. So, yeah. Eternal Champions. Miss Pac-Man. Zoop. Heavy Nova, shit game. Don't play it. Ghouls and Ghosts is very good. That's a good one. Dr. Robotnik's Beam Machine. Chacon. Phantasy Star 4 is great. Play that one. And I got the Japanese version as well. And Gallardos. That's a great shmup on the Mega Drive. Play that shit. Bonanza Brothers. We'll just put this one right here. And then we got World of Illusion. Arms Battle Tank. That's my uncle's game, not mine. Techno Cop, fuck this game. Horrible ass game. Subterranea, I didn't really give two shits for that game, honestly. The Atrocenia racing games, the Monaco GP games. You know, they're great. They're decent racing games. I'm not really much of a racing game kind of guy, but I have them. Pugsy. Saturday Night Slam Masters. This came out in 1995 for the Genesis, actually, if you can believe that. It was either late 1994 or early 1995 for this one. But it's a great game. Good game, but I like the Super Nintendo version more. Philios is a good arcade conversion, actually. Play that shit. Virtual Fighter 2, released either between 1996 or 1997, depending on your source. But yeah, it would have been cool if this game came out in 97. But that depends on your source yet again. Garfield Cognac. Alright game, but it's pretty fucking annoying, the hit detection. Kid Chameleon, long for a platformer. It's a long-ass platformer. It's good. Finding Masters. Dick Tracy, better than the NES game. And then we got the Ooze. Comic Zone. And then we got Twin Cobra. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. The Adventures of Batman and Robin. I got this, I had it for 5 years. Quackshot starring Donald Duck. Ranger X. Mickey Mania. What is it? Dinosaurs for Hire. And then we got Burning Force. Animaniacs. The Jurassic Park game, starting with the first one. Rampage Edition. And Lost World Jurassic Park. That came out in 1997, actually. And for a very late release for the system, it's pretty impressive what they did with this game. Alicia Dragoon, that's getting up there in price. Streets of Rage 3, the American version. The Japanese version's way better. Vector Man 1. Vector Man 2. Again, this came out in November 1996. The graphics are amazing on that game. Cool Spot. Wonder Boy and Monster World. Wonder Boy and Monster World right there. And over here we got E-SWAT. I'm not too crazy for that game. This is a good beat 'em up right here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Awesome beat 'em up. Definitely check it out. May no longer be into Power Rangers, but that's a good game, seriously. Glade Lancer is also another good one. You can get that one on practically everything at this point. Toe Jam and Earl. I'll put that right here. RoboCop versus Terminator. This is Tommy Laseta Baseball. For $5, it's all right. Long live Tommy Laseta. Super Thunderblade. Can anybody say 9/11 on this one? Seriously, I'm getting 9/11 vibes just by looking at the cover. And then we got Lion King. Sonic 3D Blast. If you don't count the Japanese Sonic one I have, then this is probably the only Sonic game I don't have in the box, actually. And honestly, play the Sega Saturn version if you can. That's the much better version of that game. Thunder Fox, I wouldn't waste your time on this version. The arcade version's way better. The Genesis version is not that great, to be honest. But I got it for like $12 at least. And that game in the box is going for like $200 now, which is insane. Raiden Trad. Now, this is actually a decent version of the arcade, actually. Play this one. It's fucking hard as shit, but play it. It's that good. And Midnight Resistance. Awesome game. And then we're not done with the loose cards yet, so I'll show you some of these off. Like, here's the Game Genie. Cosmic Carnage, the only 32X game I got. And I am going to get a 32X. I am working on that, guys. Just bear with me on this. Road Rash 2 is great. NHL 94, you know, legendary game. And of course, Zero Tolerance. It's pretty impressive that I got a Doom-like first-person shooter running on the Genesis. That's pretty fucking cool. Oh, and here's Game Genie once again. That's how I play some of my imports. All right, my imported Mega Drive games. Now let's get started with the boxes. I think we'll save the Japanese games for last. We got Revenge of Shinobi. That's great. Shadow Dancer. The Secret of Shinobi, play this one. But of course, if you play on the Genesis classics, they got censored. They censored the title screen due to 9/11, obviously. Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master is a great one. Just put this shit right here. Then we got Streets of Rage 3, which is actually not the American version. This is Bare Knuckle 3 with the code and everything. Awesome game. Way better than the American one. Streets of Rage 2 is great. Streets of Rage 1, also pretty good. Part 2 is my favorite, but this one's also very good. Sonic Spinball. You know, it's Sonic Spinball. Who gives a shit? Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3, which is my favorite of the Genesis trilogy. I know Part 2 is good, and it's still a good game. I like this one too, but Part 3 and Knuckles is all my automatic favorite, in my opinion. That's just me. Sonic 1, you can't go wrong with Sonic. Forgotten Worlds, a decent conversion from Capcom, and of course Altered Beast. So that's that right there for stack 1. Then we got Hyperstone Heist and Musha, two of my most expensive games on the Genesis right there. Musha and Hyperstone Heist is probably the more expensive games I got. Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 1, you know, with the blood code. Mercs, an awesome fucking game by Capcom. Play this shit. You can play this shit on the Nintendo Switch online thing, or however you want to play it. I recommend it. And I think the Genesis version is slightly better than the arcade. I'm just saying. But yeah, I got Mercs. Let's put this stuff right here. Then we got Super Street Fighter 2. Super Street Fighter 2 right there, bitches. Space Invaders 91. I got this during the beginning of the year. If you've seen my first pickup video of the year. Alien Storm is a good beat 'em up. Also a good beat 'em up. Gunstar Heroes is fucking amazing. Play that shit. That shit's awesome. Mega Turrican. Beyond Oasis is very good. Definitely check that out. Arnold Palmer's Tournament Golf. Maximum Carnage. I like this is a good game, it really is, but I like the Super Nintendo version more. Captain America and the Avengers, the only good version, only good home version of that game, so play it. Zeroing, I got the European version because how am I going to know who my bases are belong to, you know? Get it? The meme. Earthworm Jim, you know, good game. To this day, I still don't have part 2, but I do want to get that. Maybe I might get it on Super Nintendo, so who knows. NBA Jam, I got this for $5, so why not? Barkley Shut Up and Jam, not my game, my uncle's, but, you know, it's a decent game. So let me just put this right here. Afterburner 2. I know the 32X one's probably better. That's probably the one to go for, in all honesty. Echo Tides of Time and the first Echo game, which, you know, probably get them on Sega CD. They're probably the better versions anyway. Pac-Man 2 The New Adventures, fuck that game. And then we got Ren and Stimpy's Invention. You know, pretty cool game. You know, if you like Ren and Stimpy, then go for it. WrestleMania, the arcade game. WWF Raw, which in fact, it's not the US version. This is actually the Mega Drive version. It's just I got this thing all complete in box, but it's the Mega Drive cartridge. It works fine on an American system, actually, so I wouldn't worry about region lockout. WWF Royal Rumble, nah. Both those games aren't that great. Fatal Labyrinth, I can give less of a shit about. Golden Axe 2. Golden Axe 1. Golden Axe 1. You know, they're good games, you know, because why not? And we got a Super Hang-On. Super Hang-On's alright. Alien 3. That would be badass if I got it for $6.99, but no, I actually got it for like $25. That would be amazing, though. Same with this one. Beavis and Butthead, I got this for $14, but, you know, That would be awesome if you got it for $2. Toy Story. This is actually complete in box, and you can believe it, it's not the cardboard box version. It's actually a clamshell version. I think this version of the game you don't really see very often. The ones with the clamshell case. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the cardboard boxes, to be honest. Phantasy Star 3 and 2, both are not nearly as good as 4. 3 is kind of the black sheep, but part 2 is actually not bad. It's fucking hard though. Two Crew Dudes. I've beaten this one already. It's a decent beat 'em up. Decap Attack starring D-Head Chuck. That's a decent platformer to play around Halloween. Spider-Man, or Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. That's its true title. Mutant League Football. I know if the manual goes for quite a bit of money if I had the manual. Then the last 3 right here for Americans, we got Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. I like this one more over World of Illusion, honestly. Columns. And last but not least is Flicky. And then I've saved the best for last, my Japanese Sega Mega Drive games. It's probably not a whole lot, but here's what I have for the Japanese Mega Drive. We got Space Harrier 2. I like the artwork here, actually. It's very beautiful. Game Ground. You know, a lot cheaper than the American version. So if you want this game but don't want to spend too much on it, get the Japanese version. It's actually a lot better, and it's not as expensive. Strider, again, Strider, the Japanese version has the vastly superior artwork. No, seriously, it does. Guy Nauk, I forgot to brought up the fact that I actually do have this on the Series X in the collection video. I have this for Series X, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. I got it on all 3. That's how good this game is. Play it. Mamoto Hunter Yoko, based on the anime OVAs. Devil Hunter Yoko's. I thought the anime itself was mid, and this game too is also very mid, just like the anime it's based off of. DJ Boy, you know, there's a lot of regional differences between the Japanese and the US versions, but play the arcade version. I just think the arcade version's way better. Golden Axe 3, it's another beat 'em up. Golden Axe 3 is kind of hard to get, so I was lucky to get it for when I did 5 years ago. So I have this game for 5 years already. It's crazy. By Sojo Senshi Sailor Moon, it's actually a pretty decent beat 'em up. Yeah, I may not be that big into Sailor Moon, but definitely give this game a shot. You won't regret it. Yu Yu Hakusho Meikyo Toitsuzen. A lot cheaper than the Brazilian version, which is Sunset Fighters. A lot cheaper than that version for sure. But it's a good game, though. It does remind you of Fatal Fury and even Guardian Heroes to an extent on the Saturn. And then we got Alien Soldier. Probably my favorite game out of this entire Mega Drive games that I do own. Please play. It's hard as shit, yeah? But play this game. Please fucking play this game. This game is fucking great. Alien Soldier is the shit. Play this fucking game. Awesome, awesome game. Awesome. I bought this during the pandemic with my stimulus, and of course it's complete. And I got the code ready to go already if I want to play it. We're down to the last 3 stretches. We got Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Actually, this version, I don't know what this is, but the Japanese version actually has the Thriller soundbite that is present in not all of the American copies. Some of them do, but some don't. But this has Thriller. Fucking the 5-second soundbite of Thriller. So if you want Thriller in there, probably buy the Japanese version. Just saying. El Viento, good game, but it's fucking hard. This was also in a GameSack episode, just like Rambo 3. And then last but most certainly not least is Dragon Ball Z Booyah Red Suden. So, just like that, you guys, that's it. That's all of my entire Sega Genesis collection right here. From there to there, and then my Mega Drive stuff. Anyways, this is Super Sega Ultra signing out, and have a good night, guys, and I hope you have a very good New Year's. This is the final video of 2024. Peace.